I know I keep doing this where I like pop in randomly over here on this channel and then you don't hear from me or see me on this channel for like months, but I really am making an effort to be more consistent on this channel. I think the issue that I'm having is trying to figure out what I want this to exist as. I keep going back and forth because I want it to be kind of like a cozy channel versus just a booktube. So sharing with you guys some of my hobbies, what's going on in my life, and just in general, my interests, because not that I don't do any reading anymore, but it's just, it doesn't take up as much of my life as it used to. I'm just going through a different phase, if that makes sense. But I have been reading, and I feel like this video in particular is something that's kind of a good intro into kind of where I'm trying to take the direction of this YouTube channel in, and that is sharing with you guys some of my current favorite analog hobbies. Now, analog, the term in general, was something that I just recently learned about. I have always been a big hobbyist, and so this is basically just a way to put a name to it, but I have here, basically, you can't even see the bottom of it. It's a laundry basket full of my analog hobbies because I change it up all the time. I literally drag this around my house with me and just pick from it what I want to do on that particular time. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna share with you guys the projects and hobbies that I've been working on and why I've really been enjoying them. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this bag first because this is kind of where this like whole basket started, and then my bag just got too full. So this is like my needlepoint bag, if you can kind of see. I got into needlepointing over the summertime. I saw some people making really beautiful pieces, and the thing that appealed to me about needlepointing is it's kind of multiple hobbies in one. So because canvases can be expensive, I paint my own canvas. So painting them has kind of become a hobby in itself. I purchased my PDF charts off Etsy, and then it's kind of like paint by numbers, except you're kind of counting. So to give you an example, like here's one that I'm working on. It's like a Diet Coke that I'm painting on that canvas. And then to show you some that I've started stitching, this is a canvas I painted. Like I bought the PDF chart off Etsy, I painted it, and then I have started stitching it. So I just have the background stitched to finish there. So on top of it being multiple hobbies between painting and stitching, the other thing that I really enjoy about needlepointing is the variety of stitches and needlepointing. I actually got this book here because it was a big recommendation in the needlepoint community. And basically it just shows you how to do a bunch of different like background stitches and decorative stitches to give like texture and variety to your canvases. And so it's just something that I feel like is always different, and I really enjoy that I can make it my own. And then last but not least, as far as needlepointing goes, another kind of hobby part of it for me is the finishing aspect, because it is like a whole art in itself. Like this is one that I'm currently working on finishing. So I clearly need to like clean this up and actually finish it, but that's also a part that I like. Moving on to kind of another fiber art type of hobby that I have been really enjoying. In fact, this is the one that's really been taking over my life lately in a good way, and that is Bucilla. Now these are kits you buy, and I did a whole thing for Halloween. I did a Halloween village, I did a wreath and everything. That was kind of my introduction to Bucilla, and because it's the holiday season, there are so many cute projects that I have been working on. So as I mentioned, I did a Halloween village, and I'm currently working on my gingerbread village. Like, look how cute that is. I have one more piece left in the kit. I just think that is so cute. So you can see I took them off of my little mantle here. They're actually called Merry Mantles, which I think is so cute. Similar to needlepoint, the thing that I like about Bucilla is there's a lot of like different skills you get to practice when you're doing Bucilla kits. So for example, like you learn how to embroider with different stitches, like a satin stitch or a straight stitch. There's obviously like beading and sequining work on these. There's cutting the little shapes out and kind of organizing them. And in my personal opinion, they're like not super difficult. They're more tedious, but not overtly tedious, where you couldn't sit in front of a TV and just do this. Like the time that I really get a lot of Bucilla done is like in the morning when I wake up, when I don't want to get on my phone, but I want like busy work. I will do like Bucilla and drink a cup of coffee. Or like at night when I'm kind of winding down, instead of being on my phone, I do Bucilla. So like this is another one I finished for the holidays. It's like a coastal Christmas tree. But like I did all of the like little seashells and corals and things like that. And then this is like a little wall hanging one. And then naturally they have, of course, ornaments. Like this is a gingerbread ornament. Oh gosh, there's pet hair. This is a little gingerbread one. I still have to put the like hanger part on this, but this is actually like a gift from my mother-in-law. I did a couple of these for her. Kind of a spin-off of Bucilla, another like analog hobby, I guess you can consider, is just like felt crafting in general. Because these are nice, you get like fully formed shapes and directions and like a design preset. I thought it'd be fun to just like do my own, so I did get some like beads in different shapes. So these are really like small detail beads, and then I got these like sprinkle style beads, and then I actually saved the felt, like the excess felt, when I cut the pieces out of these kits, and this is kind of like what I use to practice with. So yeah, so it's kind of like felt crafting as well. There's so many cute designs if you want to do like custom ones. Like you can also go on Etsy and buy different patterns and things like that, or you could just go on like Pinterest and find them and just replicate them to the best of your ability. The beauty of it is there's really no right or wrong, so that's also why I like doing this. Since we're on the topic of fiber arts, let's go ahead and continue down that path, because another thing that I've really been doing for, I would say, the past year is sewing. Now, sewing is something that I've done basically since I was a child. Like I learned sewing from my grandma, but I have really taken off with it because I've had a lot of friends and family have babies and things like that. I wanted to make something for them kind of like heirloom quality, something that was handmade and unique to them. So I got into making baby quilts. I've been doing a lot of quilting and sewing lately. In fact, this is one, it's kind of silly because now it's out of season, but this is my Halloween quilt, the rag quilt that I was working on. I have all of the, I'll show you, all of the, there's so many squares finished. I just have to sew it all together, and I just haven't gotten around to it because honestly, like I said, since the holidays are coming up, I have been quilting a lot for the holidays as gifts, and so those have really taken a priority with my time. But I have really been loving quilting and sewing. In fact, I think I'm gonna get into doing like children and baby clothes for my friends and family because I feel like it's easier than like adult clothes, and I got some really, really sweet like vintage patterns from eBay that I want to try. So that's going to be my next attempt for gifts for the holiday season. So I am going to put together like a little gift guide or just like gift idea video because I am basically doing like crafty Christmas. So I'm not only like crafting a lot of my decor this year, I'm not buying anything new. I mean, unless you consider like this, like obviously I purchased this, but I'm making it, I'm getting hours of fun out of it. But I'm also like DIYing all my gifts. So everything I'm giving to my friends and family this year is like literally gonna be handmade. I think I'll do a separate video on that if you guys are interested. Now, naturally, I am still doing quite a bit of reading, and I would definitely consider that an analog hobby. This is just like a book. I finished this one. This is actually a nonfiction book that I really enjoy, but I have just like a ton of books down here at the bottom of this wastebasket. I've been like slowly updating my Goodreads, and it's taking me a little bit longer. It's becoming a process because when I read books, they just like slip into little cracks of my house, if that makes sense. Like I read books everywhere. So some of them are in the office, some of them are sprinkled like around where I sleep. They're in the living room, they're in random places that I stash them. So trying to like round them all up and like review them on my Goodreads has been kind of a process. So I'm working on that, but I have still been actively reading. I just haven't been updating my Goodreads. So I'm trying to be better about that. Again, it's kind of like I guess like a New Year's resolution or like an early one since we're not quite there at 2026, but something I'm working on. But reading is still a big active part of my life. I just have a lot of other hobbies right now. The last analog hobby that I want to talk about, because I believe this counts as an analog hobby because the definition is basically anything off your phone or screens, basically non-digital, is ice skating. Now, ice skating is something that I started about a year ago, a little over a year ago. This is gonna sound quite dramatic, but ice skating has basically been life-changing for me. It has given me such an outlet, and it has given me community outside of work or my family or friends. It's given me like an activity to interact with like different walks of life because I do an adult class, so it's a whole range of different people. So I really enjoyed that. I also really enjoy that ice skating is actually quite a difficult skill to learn, and because I've been working on it so actively, like when things click or I start to get the hang of things, I can almost feel the endorphins in my brain like turn on. It is so exciting, and there's just something so unique and gratifying about learning a skill, having it be difficult, but also like keeping at it and then getting better at it. It sounds so elementary, but it really is something that I feel like it's looked past quite a bit in our modern day, and it's just fun. Like, it genuinely is just like a really fun thing. I actually like legitimately look forward to it. Like, I will tell my husband like the night before I go ice skating, like, I have ice skating tomorrow, because I'm thinking about it because I'm excited. So anyways, guys, those are my analog hobbies. I just want to sit down and share them with you guys. I plan on, like I said, updating this channel quite a bit more with, you know, a sprinkling of these, and including still my reading and booktube, but also I kind of want to incorporate back the storytelling aspect of my channel, which was initially going to be a big part of this channel. It's just, you know, it's quite a bit of work. Honestly, I don't really want to put like a set schedule or like a set type of content for this channel, because I really just kind of want to play it out and see what it becomes and like evolve it with you guys. So I hope if you guys want to stick around for that, you find that interesting. I'm very curious to hear you guys' feedback in the comment section. And as always, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.